Hi, welcome to War and Pieces. This week we're going to be talking about a very interesting game from GMT. 2 weeks after D-Day, there was a mission called Operation Dauntless. It was to open up the west flank of the British so the Allies can charge right on through. This mission happened for 3 days. It was also a success and a failure in some ways. So why don't we go take a look at all the components and everything, and a good look at Operation Dauntless. And I'll give you my thoughts as well. Alright, here we have the playbook. And this is just it gives you examples of how to play. It breaks everything down from stacking and movement, adjacent defense support, loading and movement, shows you how to use your transport. A very intricate book in breaking down attack fire, combat support, all the important things that you really need in this game. Then you have your reference book, which is really interesting because it actually gives you data of what really happened during these battles, and it breaks down what a bocage is, elevated attacks, assaults. Even in the back, it breaks down all the panzer elements and so forth and so on. Just a very well done book, and the people that were behind this just did a fantastic job. Then in the back here you have sources that, if you're interested in the actual battle itself, that there's a number of different books out there that you can actually read about Operation Dauntless and the few weeks that followed Normandy Beach. Then here you have your scenario book, which is just absolutely put together just wonderfully, breaking everything down and just making everything just very simplistic on how you do it, and the units that you would need. Very detailed, gives you some player notes, some things that you can reference inside the rule book in case, for variants of rules and so forth and so on, and giving you all the British setups, the German setups. Just fantastic, and a great book to use. Then the rule book, very detailed, breaking everything down, showing you what everything does, giving you colored examples, full color, and giving you a color coding so you understand each of the divisions and the units that are needed for the entire game. Just a very excellently put together rule book. Then on top of it, what they do is they give you some really great getting started with the infantry. So you have these sheets here that'll tell you how to actually play through, and some brief easy tutorials going over zone of control, movement, and combat. Just excellently done. Another tutorial where you would initiate assaults and recoveries and so forth and so on. And then another one that breaks down the armor and how to use it. Because it's such a detailed game, it takes sections and absolutely just breaks it apart and shows you how to play this game completely. Then of course you have your reinforcement cards, and it shows you all the different units that you would need for each battalions. Excellently put together. And for the Germans as well. Of course the Germans are a lot bigger, as you can see, because, well, let's face it, the Germans were mostly in France when they invaded. Then the player aid card, which is just done, and you get 2 of these. I have another one here somewhere. There we go. Be nice if I organized it a little bit, huh? But you get 2 of these, one for each player, and it gives you all the combat modifiers, and then of course, as we've talked about in all basic war games, how everything is done by combat result tables, recovery tables, replacement tables, all the combat modifiers for night turns, black box control units, everything that you can imagine, armor bonuses, just excellently all just put out for you. And of course inside you have your terrain modifiers and your survival tables, your
tank fire tables. It seems like a lot of information, but the game is broken down so easily, and so it just really is put together so that you can learn this game a piece at a time. Then of course you have your information track, your turn phase track. Your first phase is always a reset phase, then your action phase and your combat phase, and then the second player would go to his reset phase, action phase, and combat phase. And just, again, everything just laid out for you. Your turn tracks, which is broken down, this game is broken down into hours because it's only over a few days. So you actually have everything broken out, and you fight. I mean, it's so detailed. You can fight to almost each minute. It's that detailed. Just a fantastic, and the charts are just gorgeous. As you can see, you have a turn track for the 25th to the 27th. Again, breaking everything down into night and, of course, dawn. Then it shows an armor reaction cycle flowchart. This really helps you break down on how to use these particular units. Just, I keep on saying it, how much this is broken down and made so that you can learn this system. And this system is based off the Red Winter system, a game that came out. And they are planning on using this system continually. This was developed by Roger McGowan, a fantastic designer. And I'll tell you, when you get everything put into this, the way this game is put together, I mean, it eases you into it, because this is a very complicated game. And then, of course, to go even further, they give you a vehicle identification chart, which shows you all the different types of British vehicles, the German vehicles, and the transports for the British and the Germans. And it just makes it so easy. So you understand what the names of each are and what each unit is. And, of course, another player aid card, which will break down some of the counter battery fires, the command checks, the victory point penalty checks, veritable weather, things that can happen on certain rolls, on certain turns. Just excellently put together. And let's take a good look at this map on top of it. This map is incredibly detailed. I mean, excellently detailed. And you can see how beautifully detailed this is. I'm going to zoom in. It's very authentic. The designers had put a lot of work into this map, because this map is just, this was a very critical battle early on in cleaning things up. And let's take a look at the units themselves. And as you can see, these counters are just absolutely beautiful. To the left here, you'll see that this is where the name is for each unit. As you see, we have the Panzer Division right here. And the number up to here is the attack number, as well as the smaller number, which is detailed as an attack range number. Then, of course, you have your armor, as well as your movement. Over here, what you have is your RAS, your ranged attack modifiers, which is the smaller number. The bigger number here is indirect fire. And then, of course, this number here is your combat strength. And these all work out into the charts and everything like that. And of course, when they get hit, as you can see, some of them get reduced or they just get destroyed. So just a very beautiful counters, excellently put together. And I just can't rave enough at how well this game is put together, and it's a game that I really suggest that you go out and take a look at. It would take me too long to show you and to teach you all the rules. I mean, I can easily make this an hour video, but I just want you to know, just taking a look at all these beautiful charts and everything, and how this system just breaks this game down into very small and controllable and understandable segments, so you can play this particular system and understand it pretty quickly without too much hassle. And if you don't get it, you just play it again, and that's the beauty, and that's what we've been doing. We've been going over it and learning it and absorbing it. And these counters, I just can't say enough how beautiful everything's color-coded and taken care of. So now that we took a look at everything, let's go up top and get my final thoughts on Operation Dauntless.
Wow, Operation Dauntless. Fantastic game. I love how everything is just, first of all, the components from a GMT game are always top of the line. Some of the best that you'll ever play. But the thing that I really like is how they break the game down, where you can take it in sections and play it. And the detail, if you really want to get into it, you can really get into it and go at it full boat, and it covers almost every single second of those few days. Just a tremendous game. And then it just makes it so you can learn the game as well. The documentation is just flawless. The counters are beautiful. This is just another tremendous game from an already great company. And using the red winter rules, I think, is just brilliant, and I can't wait for more games to come out using that system. It's such a great system. So if I have to give this game anything, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love this game. So until next time, till our next War and Pieces, I'm Rob Warren, and we'll see you soon.